And gang, it's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got an update. This one coming from Fulton County DA Fani Willis. It seems that her case may backfire, and I'm excited to check this one out. This is one that I've actually been waiting for. I knew that some of the members that were, incriminated or called about in the racketeering case with Donald Trump. They went to trial because they did separate the cases up. So they're going to trial in these next couple of weeks. Sidney Powell being one of them. This is Trump's ex-attorney. She actually pled not guilty, but she pled guilty. I'm sorry. She pled guilty in her subversion case for the election. I'm excited to check this one out. It sounds like she got a slap on the wrist, and this may all backfire on Fani Willis. We're going to hop straight into it. Check it out. This is coming from Doug in Exile. Big shouts to Doug for coming at us with this information in such a timely manner. We're going to get straight into it, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. Let's get into it.
Fulton County DA Fani Willis got a scalp in Sidney Powell, but I'm going to explain to you why this is a giant nothing. This is not going to help their case. In fact, it's going to backfire on them, if anything. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug. This is where all the happy people are. If you haven't subscribed, then get on in there. We love having you in our audience, and make sure you ring that bell so you don't miss a single episode. It'll pop right up. New video here. We do at least 4 videos a day. Let's go to some very excited CNN talking heads real quick.
Sidney Powell pleading guilty in the Fulton County case, the Fulton County election case against her, agreeing to, I believe, 12 months probation.
We'll come back to that video coverage, but first, Trump attorney Sidney Powell pleads guilty in Georgia election subversion case. As part of the guilty plea, Powell is admitting her role in the January 2021 breach of election systems in rural county Georgia. With the help of local GOP officials, a group of Trump supporters accessed and copied information from the county's election systems in hopes of somehow proving that the election was rigged against Trump. My first reason on why this is a big nothing is because Sidney Powell is admitting guilt to this, which she did do. It doesn't mean that she's bad or wrong. It means that she's admitting that she did it. And that's most important. They're trying to spin it to mean that she's turning on Trump. But even Trump couldn't argue that she didn't do this. Fulton County prosecutors are recommending a sentence of 6 years probation. Powell will also be required to testify at future trials, write an apology letter to the citizens of Georgia, and pay nearly $9,000 in restitution and fines, and turn over documents. It's the turning over of documents. I don't know what they've got. But remember, Trump had distanced himself from Sidney Powell. They're going to have to try and find a way where he's trying to orchestrate her going into Coffee County and finding machines. I have my doubts of that. But I don't think her admitting to what she did, she's saying she's guilty. I don't see that as the problem.
To pay a fine and to cooperate as a witness in the investigation into other people, including presumably former President Donald Trump.
Fake news alert. Trump is a defendant in the Fulton County case, does not appear in Powell's plea documents, and was not mentioned at the brief plea hearing on Thursday. It's important to mention that because they're going to keep assuming that this has Trump's name all over it. His name was not part of her plea.
What was Sidney Powell accused of that she just admitted to doing?
Well, John and Kate, there are 2 parts to what she is admitting here as part of this misdemeanor plea deal that comes with quite a lot of stipulations, including her having to testify at future trials against people like Donald Trump.
Oh, fake news again. Again, this is a CNN reporter, and I'm just reading a CNN article. They need to read their own report. Trump, a co-defendant of the Fulton County case, does not appear in Powell's plea documents and was not mentioned at the brief plea hearing on Thursday.
Those parts are essentially essentially that she previously had been accused in this case as taking part of the racketeering conspiracy. So that's very likely something that she would be testifying to. But what she's pleading guilty here in this case in Fulton County, Georgia, is related to Coffee County, that rural county outside of Atlanta, where there were voting machines, and she was accused of being part of a group of people that were hacking them. So this is a misdemeanor deal. It is not her pleading guilty to the specific felony charges that she was charged with, but she is admitting to taking part in that portion of what had happened there in Coffee County.
She's admitting to taking part of the thing that she took part in. That is not news, guys. This is nothing. Powell admitted taking actions after the 2020 election, quote, for the purpose of willfully tampering with elections, ballot markers, and tabulating machines, and, quote, with the intention of taking and appropriating information, data, and software, the property of Dominion Voting Systems Corporation, according to new court filings. Again, she is guilty of that. She admitted to that. I knew about that. She is also admitting to hiring a data forensics firm and sending its employee to Coffee County so they could unlawfully access government computers with the purpose of, quote, examining personal voter data with knowledge that such examination was without authority, according to the filings. Also true.
Very likely will be speaking in a way where her words can be used against those other defendants accused of the hacking conspiracy in Coffee County, trying to get access to that voting system there.
Now, this is the real key to the case and could be damaging. She is now the second person in the sprawling racketeering case to plead guilty. Bail bondsman Scott Hall last month pleaded guilty and agreed to testify at future trials. The other 17 defendants, including Trump, have pleaded not guilty. So everyone else is saying they're not guilty. This could cause them to flip because she's essentially saying she's guilty and they're part of it. Only one other Georgia defendant is mentioned by name in Thursday's plea documents. That's Misty Hampton. Here's her mugshot, who was the Coffee County election supervisor during the 2020 election cycle. Powell admits to entering into a criminal conspiracy with Hampton and would be required to testify against her if she goes to trial. Hampton has pleaded not guilty to 7 felonies, so she may flip and say she goes guilty. But again, all these people, you know, they were all just loaded up with charges with 7 felonies. Remember, this is purely to go after Donald Trump. The timing of this whole thing is purely to get Donald Trump.
And even though the charges in Georgia for her previously and in this case were specifically about Coffee County, she was a person that was with the White House, in the White House, next to Rudy Giuliani at public appearances.
This is all guilt by association until we find out, because she's gonna have to turn over her emails. And she might have said in part of her plea deal, yes, I have emails where I'm talking to Trump.
So typically, Kate, cooperation has to be all or nothing. Prosecutors do not accept partial cooperation. Well, you can just tell us some details or some facts, or you can just testify about some people but not others. The standard cooperation plea deal is you have to give up everybody, you have to give up everything, and you have to be willing to testify in this court and any other court where you're needed. So again, the implications here go to the Fulton County DA's charges down in Georgia, but I think they also are going to go to Jack Smith's charges, the federal case in Washington, D.C. I think she's now going to become a potential witness for him as well.
And Jack Smith will get the same information that she pleads guilty to tampering with trying to get Fulton County vote machines.
Okay.
That's all that they have so far. And by the way, all of the other co-conspirators with Sidney Powell are still maintaining they're not guilty status. Just this one Fulton County vote machines one was unique in that she really did do what they accused her of. So she's admitting guilt to it. That does not mean she's going to rat out Trump. From what we know of Sidney Powell, she's going to tell the truth. That's what we want to come out. She will also be cross-examined by the defense.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Coming from our guy, Doug in Exile. Yo, definitely go check him out. Show him some love. Subscribe. Like his video. Yo, check him out. Definitely great information. Coming at us with this groundbreaking news on Fani Willis, Fulton County District Attorney. Sounds like her case is backfiring right in her face with, just these, the constituents or the members of the racketeering case, like Sidney Powell, she pled guilty to crimes that she did commit. Fani Willis thought that since she pled guilty and, you know, she got her testimony going forth, that she may be able to get Trump, you know, based on Sidney Powell's testimonies. But Trump's distanced himself way too far for him to be incriminated by any of Sidney's, you know, her testimonies that Fani can get. So, I mean, use whatever information you need to get, but you won't get to Trump. I'm excited to check out what, you know, happens, you know, as, you know, more of the cases unfold with other members of the racketeering case in Fulton County, Georgia. You guys let me know your thoughts on all this information, what's playing, how you think it's going to play out in court for not only, you know, the members of the racketeering case, but also Donald Trump, the one who we're really worried about, you know, making sure that he can clear his name and run for presidency in 2024. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on next week. Go.